Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and so today it's Friday, so let's just do some news, just some basic wargaming news, which is kind of cool. It's nice to talk about, and things that happened this week. And I will not be talking about the Nova Open because that was just an embarrassment for everyone concerned. So yeah, I'm going to ignore that because, like I said, it was an absolute embarrassment. But first, let's talk about Warcradle. Warcradle Studios are releasing Armoured Clash. They have the preview releases up today, and we'll just go straight down. So now we can actually have a better look at what models you're getting in each box. Now, a lot of them are going to be repeated, obviously. So I will go through the battle groups, and then so you'll know what's going to be in most of the boxes. But some things are going to be removed, obviously, because we let smaller size and stuff like that. So I'm going to go through the battle groups first because that's going to contain everything, all the models, so we can talk about all the models. And we also got the names now as well, which is kind of cool. And I should have learnt them beforehand. So first, and also we got prices. So the Crown Faction Battle Group, as we can see, is down here, is going to cost 100. Actually, let's go down to where it is. £120. Now, honestly, this does seem a bit steep for games for Warcradle. I mean, it's not a bad box. It's got a lot in there, and I think it's worth the money just because of how much you get in there. But it does seem to be on the higher end of their prices. So the two battle groups are £120 each. The introductory sets, the Crown and Empire ones. So these are the nice small ones that get you into game if you just want to pick the one force rather than both forces. They're very small boxes, as we'll see in a minute, at £45. And as I said, Battle for Singapore, the two-player starter set, is £95. I mean, it's pretty much standard for Warcradle. These prices aren't to be, too surprised about. Though I can see why the battle group is more expensive, and we'll get to that in a minute. So, first is the Crown Faction. Now, I like the Crown ones because here we go. We have the big resin boy here. It is quite big, actually. I've seen photos of this. It's actually very large for epic size, 15mm size model. This is probably what's brought up the price a lot, I'll be honest with you. I hope it's not the scenery. I don't think it is the scenery because, all the other Warcradle boxes that have are £95, so I don't think it is. So you got this. You can either make the Sovereign Landship, which would be my go-to. I like this, or a nice big heavy artillery Monarch Landship. But then again, if you think about this, you can use this as scenery, or some heavy artillery anyway in your game as a bit of fun for what it is. Again, it's a very nice model. This reminds me of either St. Paul's Cathedral in London, but also reminds me of the Crystal Palace, which was a big science event during the Victorian times, which I think is really cool. But I do love this big quad barrel gun as well. This looks really cool. So you could also not just glue these parts or magnetize these parts so you can swap them out. But this would probably be my go-to. And if I got two boxes, this would be like my lead model, and I'd have this as well. Now for the plastics, you've got the Drake field guns. Look, I love these. These are really cool. They're like proper old field guns. You could draw a hole in that. Sterling troop carrier and a Glamis mobile gun, and I believe these two are the same. You can again just kit bash or magnetize this bit so you can either have a troop carrier or a mobile gun. I would probably go mobile gun. I'm not a big fan of troop carriers. That's just me though. You have the Royal Engineer Sappers to obviously go with the big field gun. Spitfire Rocketeers. These look amazing. I think this looks really cool. Just look at the detail on that. These look so much fun, and obviously we know why they're called Spitfires. I think they're great. I would love to see those in... Let's go back. I would love to see these in Wild West Exodus, because we've already seen a jetpack with Helena Miller, so this would be really cool. And we have the Sharp Rifles. Again, some really nice looking models. I think they look really nice. Royal Engineer Sappers, we've already gone by as well. So close that. And let's have a look. You have a Galahad medium tank, Galahad Breacher, or a Tristan Assault Transport. I like the fact they're really keeping to these really cool themes, which also kind of make them different at the same time. So if we go to the start here, you'll see this is quite a bit. You've got Drake, Sterling, and Glamis, and now you have Galahad and Tristan, which are obviously knights. The Black Watch Heavy Dragoons, which we've seen before, and the Horse Guard Cavalry. Again, these look really cool. I love the look of these Black Watch Assault Dragoons. I love this kind of walker. I love the fact he's got a chainsaw and a big gun. And these horses we've seen as well, but they look really cool. Nice robot horses. Which means maybe the Union side will get Iron Eagles, which would be really cool. I think that would look amazing. You have a Mordred, which heavy artillery, and the Boars heavy bombard. So this is, you get quite a few different units. You get, let's have a look. You get 1, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 16 different units you can build within this game. Obviously, with magnetism and everything else, you can make all of them, or you can just do what I do, which is just make the ones I want. I don't really magnetize. Then we have, this is all the basics. You've got your measuring stick, rules, cards, tokens, other bits, and dice. So that's just the bits you can use. And that's for your terrain. It's modular terrain as well, which is pretty cool. I mean, it looks nice and I like it, but I'm not a big fan of buying terrain. And this is the numbers. Let's just talk about the numbers quick, because it does show you get the 1 Southern Land, 12 rifle platoon, 8 Drake field guns, 4 Sterling troop, may also be Glamis mobile gun, 8 Royal Engineer sappers, 8 shot rifles, 8 Spitfire Rocketeers, Galahad 4 Galahad medium tanks, 8 Black Watch heavy dragoons, may also be made as assault dragoons, 10 horse cavalry, and 4 Mordred heavy artillery. So you're getting a fair whack in there as well. So that's 40, 4, 8, 60, 70 models. That's a lot. 70 bases. That's quite a bit actually. I think that's nice. Plus the terrain. And this is the Empire one. Again, this is £120, as said. You can either make the Lao Shan landship or the Wu Tai landship. I like the plastic bits here again. And once again, you can make 2 different types. You can either magnetize them, or you can use them as scenery for your games. I like this one as well, because the actual scenery bit is like a proper building, rather than just the roof, which is on the first one, the Sovereign, and the Monarch, I should say. But yeah, they look pretty cool. You get Tanshi light launchers, Bio Black Launcher and Flame Team. So these are pretty cool. Let's have a quick look at this. That looks really nice. I think this is really cool looking box models. I think they look really nice. And again, these models look really cool. I like the fact that even the actual base, whatever you want to call it, this bit here is nicely detailed as well. So it's just going to be so much fun to build and paint. These are going to be really cool. I really like the look of these. This is the Empire, and I like the look of the crown as well. You have a rocket platoon, a Jezeel team, one Haran. I'm probably really butchering these pronunciations, I do apologise. Terracotta Automata. I love these because this looks like the Terracotta Army, which they found. And though I would say these might be a little bit more boring to paint because terracotta, it's just basically one colour. But that's just my opinion. You can paint them any way you wish. That's just the way it is. It's just, like I said, my opinion. You have the Bornabang. I'm sorry, I am totally... Aerial infantry. I do like these wings. They're very Japanese stroke samurai style. You've got the gas masks on as well. They look really nice. I like them. I really do. It's going to be really hard to pick an army, isn't it? The fan gun medium tank and the Yanshao flame tank. Let's bring up the flame tank because I'm an arsonist. Nice dragon head there. And, nice. I like the ball look. I think that looks really cool and really different. It's a nice looking tank. You've got the little wheel at the back there as well for stabilization. It looks really nice. It looks really cool. And you have the Tongshi Lion Automata and the Wuxi Lion Automata. So, they're not doggies, they are lions. Rah! But again, they look really nice. I think they look really cool. I like the automata in this game. This is looking. I'm getting really excited for this. In the Yun steam bikes. Ah, cool. That gives me hope for the Union. Really does. That gives me hope for the Union, and that they might actually get the Iron Eagles. That gives me a lot of hope. Again, they look really nice. Also, just notice something. See, where these are to a base, I just noticed this. You notice they got little extra bases just to fill them in, so you don't have a hole left there. I quite like that. That's a nice little touch. That is. And the Feng Bao heavy launcher and the Sanli heavy artillery. Again, these look really nice. I love the look of the Empire. They look really cool. They look like they belong in the game as well. Remaining, like they are. You have a rules book as well, and all the other bits. And there goes terrain. And have a quick look at how many models. You get the 1 Lao Shan, the 16 green banner platoons, 8 banner flame teams, 8 banner rocket platoons, 8 Giselle teams, 8 terracotta automata, 8 winged infantry, 4 fangun medium tanks, 8 lion automata, 10 steam bikes, and 4 Feng Bao heavy launchers. So let's just do the time by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 56, 66, 70, 86, 87. Oh, loads! You get about 97 miniatures in that one. That's really cool. That's really nice. That's a much bigger box, but these are usually well balanced, so I wouldn't really worry that the crown's smaller than the Empire. And as you can actually see, it is a smaller force. This is the Battle for Singapore, and as a way you can see half the tanks and half the miniatures basically. But it's not too bad. You're not going to get. That means, yeah, it does actually make it. But I like this guy for the crown. I think he looks so cool. This nice resin model, which is your rifle platoon commander. I think he looks really cool on his bike. I think that's a nice little look. That is cool. I do like him. He looks real pompous. That looks just nice. And like I said, you pretty much get the same, except you don't get the big resin boy, and you get less models for each one. And for the big difference for the Empire, which you don't get in the big battle group, is of course these 2 resin guys here. You got a terracotta dude there and a normal dude there, which looks really small against him. But he looks really nice. But he look really cool as well. Again, my only issue with terracotta, because terracotta, they're all the same colour. Mind you could dusty them up a bit as well. And you get pretty much all the same models again, except those 2 extra. There's your terrain. And you get basically you get the commander, 6 rifle platoons, 4 Drake field guns, 2 Sterling troop carriers, 4 Royal Engineers sappers, 4 rocketeers, 8 sharp rifles, 2 Galahad. So you basically get half what you would get in the battle group. So in the battle group you would get twice as much. So if you're going to get the battle group, you would get twice as much as you do here for each army, and which actually makes it, to me, a far better deal. I think it really does actually increase the price because you're getting so much more. And again, it does mean that the Empire army is going to be much better value if you're going that way. But again, these are usually well balanced games, so I wouldn't worry too much. So yeah, and again you get the commander, which is separate. And finally is the introductory set. These are the £45 ones. And oh yeah, the big box 2-player starter box is £95, like I said it would be. The introductory battle set is £45. Again, you get the nice. It's basically the same. I would say it's almost identical to the. Yeah, it's just half the. Yeah, it's pretty much half the box for. It's half the. But it's a crown half of the 2-player starter set. My brain completely farted that time. I do apologise. And that's it. That's all it is. It's just basically that half, and you don't get much difference. And there's the Empire one, exactly the same. Half the Empire half. So, in my opinion, and just like I said, this is my opinion, because you don't get actually a big rule book in this one. You get a quick rule set, and you don't get the terrain either. I hate when Twin goes up the price. But if, let's say you weren't going to do, you want to just get the Crown half, and you don't want to buy the Empire half, this is a good way of doing it, in my opinion, because it's just, you're just paying for that half, you know? So you're going to be saving yourself £47.50 when you just want one half, or if you want, you know, this big lot, you just want two sides of the Crown, you don't want two Empire sides, you can buy that at it'll cost you £95. So it's not too bad. I quite like it. I think it's a nice little thing. You don't get the terrain either, which is probably what does actually up the price as well, because terrain's always really expensive. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of terrain. I've said this 100 times, and it's only because I prefer to build it myself, and that's it. So yeah, I'm actually kind of excited, and the prices aren't too bad. Like I said, £45 for the introductory sets, which are either half of this box. This is £95, which is these two boxes plus terrain plus the big rulebook. And yeah, so that's that. And these are £120 each, which are far more than you get in this. And you get the rulebooks and everything else you need. So kind of hard pushed, but I'm going to get this one. And don't forget, it's free delivery after £20, so you're not going to be paying any more on. If you go to Wayland Games, you're not going to be paying any more than you do here. But you see, so yeah, it's not too bad, and it really does kind of. It looks good, and I think it looks fantastic. This has really got me more excited than what Epic did. Warpath has kind of got me excited, but I'm not a big fan of Kickstarter, so I'm going to wait till that comes out. But this, because I just love the dystopian age. I love the dystopian age setting. I've said it 100 times, and it is my favourite setting. I think it's really cool. Finally, someone's going to do something that Games Workshop never ever does. And we'll just click here, and hopefully it'll come up straight away. Labor Day weekend sale at Para-bellum Games. 20%. Get back there. Well, 20% up to, it's like up to 20% off your army. Anyway, which is cool. We're actually doing a sale for this Labor Day weekend. And just in case you're wondering, does that account to you as Europeans? As you can see, I've got the European up here. And yes, it counts for us Europeans as well. We're getting the same savings as the Americans. It's around about 20%, which isn't too bad. You can see nice lots of bargains here. On the American side, I've got to say this because I just need to double check here as well. It seems to be a bit of an error on the website. Let's have a look, because let's go to the starter set, because there does seem to be a bit of an error on the, like I said, if you go to the American side, there does seem to be a bit of an error, because for some reason it's dropped this price down to $99.89, and it says like that's 10 cents off. So I think that's a bit of an error, but if you've got any questions, you can communicate with Para-bellum Games. But yes, there is an actual sale for Para-bellum Games. Who'd have thought it, right? A wargaming company that does sales. Actually, most of them do, I'll be honest with you. And it's not too bad. Like, I've seen Warlord Games do them. I've seen Mantic do them. Wayland Games is kind of weird because they are a shop. I would like to see them do sales on their stuff, because then I can talk about it even more. And I'll be so happy. So, yeah. That's just the thing, alright? Anyway. So there you go, you've got a sale and the prices. You've got the prices for Armoured Clash and what's actually in the boxes, which is really cool. And you also have a sale on at Para-bellum Games for Conquest. All good, all gravy. And oh yeah, I better show you this just in case you're wondering. This is just Wayland Games because that's the guys I go with all the time. So I'm not going to bring up Element Games because I haven't shopped with them for ages. That's not saying they're bad. I just prefer these guys. Okay. And if I can bring it up, there you go. The sales do actually breach in them here in the UK, and because that is actually a lower price than it was. I think it was a lot more than that prior. That's £85 for that box. That's just absolutely brilliant. And yeah, like this box has gone down as well. So the sales do look like they're actually in the UK as well on your local gaming site. Yeah, as you can see, it's 35% off, not just the usual 20% off. So yeah, prices have decreased here on Wayland Games at least. So you can check out Element Games and everyone else to see if they've dropped the prices to correspond with this sale, and check it out and have some fun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really like this one because I like the new Armoured Clash stuff. And I'll see you all in the next one. And have a great day. And of course, there's Whaling Games down below. Yes, I do get money from them. I get my commission. I'm not going to lie to you, but I do actually use them, and I don't get my commission on what I buy. So I don't get any extra savings or anything. Like, I pay what you pay, and I don't get the commission back. So, yeah, it's up to 20% off your Wargaming, and unless it's para-bellum games at the moment, it's up to 35%. Wow. And then there's also free delivery after £20. There's Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, and all that cool, fun, geeky stuff that everyone likes, like comics. There's also my merchandise, stickers, t-shirts, cups, etc, etc, etc. And my comics, if you want to see Little Red Riding Hood go ham on some Cyborg, Lovecraftian werewolves. Skyforge, never forget Skyforge, good friend of mine. Let's get him up that Google algorithm. And no, I do not get paid for that one. And finally, Patreon because business. Look, I never check it, alright? Like, I could have a billion followers there right now and I'll be like, yeah. Bye-bye.